Welcome everybody back here live for the ACOG iRacing Street Stock Tour. Getting set to go green here just momentarily as drivers take their fastest laps around the racetrack. But round 4 of the season going to take place here at the Southern National Motorsports Park. Oh boy, it should be fun to see on how this will all go as we see, looks like we're going to see about... I'd say 23 drivers hit the racetrack here tonight, so it was under 20 a moment ago, but looks like it's picked up the numbers. So yeah, glad to get you in here for tonight. My name is EZECKIEL.
And I'm Dewey Schramm. Thank y'all for tuning in here once again here for tonight. And now that I think we have over 20 cars, that means the LCQ is going to have to be run, where originally it would not have had to be. So we're going to have, looks like, one person, I think, that won't make it in tonight, and it will not be nice to be them here in a couple minutes. But we'll dive right in here and see what we got. 4 points, and it's been the Michael Rosero show so far this season, already up by 16 points over the next closest competitor, Mark Frimpong, and we're already halfway through the season, so with these fewer car counts, that gap is going to be, I think, harder to catch than any other one that we have so far across the 3 series. Yeah, and especially with not a lot of people compared to what we saw our last couple of races. We had upwards of 30 people show up for there, but here tonight only 23, so similar like a USA field of what we saw. So Frimpong doesn't have a lot to really gain off of the night unless he wins, and Rosero has a really bad issue. So should be interesting to see on how it'll all turn out. And we're already going into qualifying. Apologies for the late start. We had a bit of a session issue, so we're just gonna go ahead and drive ourselves deep into the national anthem. Rise up, remove your hats as we salute our nation's colors. Welcome everybody back here live at the ACOG iRacing Series. Drivers getting set to go. Well, we're setting qualifying laps right now, but in the meantime of that, we'll just go ahead and pull up standings here on the left-hand side to see where everybody is. You see the 150 there of HTTPS.CTN. What a debut this man is having in this 150. I mean, that's actually Josh Cossack in the 150. Don't mind the name. That was a session issue. That's probably one of the stupidest mistakes I've ever made. Yeah, that's definitely one of those how do you manage to pull that off moments, but we've managed to pull that off here for tonight, and thus if the people watching would rather us refer to Josh Cossack as https://cdn.discord app, please let us know in the chat, and we will be more than happy to do just that. As we have just over 2 minutes left here in qualifying, and as a reminder, this qualifying session now is to just determine the starting order for the heats we're going to have. So it's still important, but it's not, you know, if you're somebody like, you know, Paul Granada towards the bottom of this screen, or Brayson Collins, you may not be that fast right now, but you still have an opportunity to get yourself through these heats and improve your starting position overall.
Yeah, that's right. So, seems as though looks like Patterson in the O2 on the edge of pit road right now. Or actually, no, he's sitting on the start-finish line, just sort of waiting it out. Also, David Bachman in the 84 looks like he's logging in his first time. So as we look through him, he's worked himself into turn number 3. Bachman, yeah, gonna be pretty cool to see on who's gonna get eliminated, because it's a smaller field than what we had previously. So based off the lap times, unfortunately, Kevin White, Steven Rex is making his first start here. Granada, Bachman, Collins, Brinkley with a very awkward lap time. It looks like that's his first lap.
Yeah, I'd expect him to improve here. You saw how fast he was last week at Langley. And looks, oh well.
Still 19th.
I wonder if maybe this is just him trying to start back there on purpose. You never know.
I mean, yeah.
You've seen crazier things happen.
Yeah, that's right. We'll have to see on how it turns out for him. Blake Rojan and Kilo Hankins, unfortunately, are not going to be able to log in a lap here for this one, but Rojan...
Well, if that's the case, everybody's in.
Yeah, if that's the case, then... Well, we have William Schmidt and Josh Patterson yet to log in a time, so we're guaranteed 3 people to miss out for the race. And here we go for race number 1 out of
I think we're gonna have both
3
heats with the amount of people.
Yeah, that's right. So looks like this is heat number 1 that's going to go up and away. Grid's going to be shown on the bottom of your board. Michael Rosero and Tyler McRae is going to round out row number 1.
https://cdn. Discord Apple on the inside there in row number 2, and who's outside Frank DeAngelis in the 031.
You got Peter Kenny in 5th spot and Tommy Reynolds in the 7th. Finally, coming back here tonight. Should be fun to see how Tommy returns here on the racetrack.
Cole Woody and Steven Rex will make up row number 4, and then Bachman and Brinkley round out the top 10. And I think this row 6, yeah, that's it. So we'll see if Kiloa ends up gridding up as well as Rochan. I'm not sure if they will, but 12 cars tentatively slated here to take the green. We'll see if they all do.
Alright, so yeah, drivers work themselves around the racetrack. I keep laughing at the 150. That's probably one of the most...
Just seeing it on the ticker is just throwing me off.
Yeah, I know. That's probably one of the stupidest things I've ever done. Regardless, we're gonna go ahead and set ourselves to green. 10 laps gonna go into the books.
That's gonna make me laugh all night. If you hear me randomly laugh, it's probably gonna be that.
I hope Cossack wins tonight, because in that one, I hope he wins.
Oh my god, the bottom scroll, just HTTPS race winner. Oh, give it to me. Green flag is out here for heat number 1. And around goes HTTPS Discord app, and that's a big wreck here in turn number 1. Multiple cars involved in that one, as Rosero will clear these the 2 cars behind him, as Paul McRae in the 184 under attack right now from DeAngelis, and that is not the start that Josh Cossack wanted tonight.
Yeah, Cossack got taken 3 wide. Kenny flung it down to the inside big time, and unfortunately he wiped out.
Yeah, the 99 just took it 3. You can't do that there. There's just no room to.
Oh, speaking of room, look how close they are for this spot. This is the 184, Tyler McRae holding off DeAngelis, but everybody inside this top 5, they pull themselves forward, and this is for the transfer spot right here. It's Bachman versus Brinkley.
And it looks like 11 cars took the green, so Peter is currently shown in 11th. So Rochon gridded, but Kiloa did not. So I believe that's actually going to put us at 21 that are going to start, depending on what Heat 2 gives us. So we might still have a DNQ here for tonight. So Peter's going to have to hope that not enough people grid up in Heat 2 and the LCQ and keep himself in.
Big fight here for second, still side by side. You see the scrapes on the 184. Tyler McRae trying to hold off DeAngelis, but he has company in terms of Tommy Reynolds as well in that number 7. He's looking around to get himself into second spot. But all 3 of these drivers, they are in as of right now. And the Blaze Brinkley machine, the final person in, who's also sneaking up on this battle.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see Brinkley already working his way through the field. I knew that lap time of his was a bit uncharacteristic, and now we're starting to see what he's capable of as he's gotten now up to the back bumper of Tommy Reynolds, and I think he might have just put him up the hill a little bit. And here we go. Battle for 4th here in the 1, right behind these 2 guys going at it for 2nd.
Yeah, Reynolds slotted himself in line. He saw the speed off of Brinkley. He scoots himself into 4th now, but this is not for extra bonus points. That win gained you 3 extra bonus points. Michael Rosero up front. He's pulled away by, looks like, 1.6 seconds. As are 3 wide. Uh-oh.
Nice save for DeAngelis. He'll drop the spot to Brinkley and McRae.
Oh, DeAngelis dumps him.
And into the wall, Tyler McRae goes, and that's going to put him out of the feature for right now. And there was definitely some intent there as we've taken the white here in the first heat. And it's all Michael Rosero so far. He'll take the win and add 3 bonus points onto his series-leading total. Brinkley, Reynolds, DeAngelis, and Rochon, the 5 that will lock themselves in here to our main event. Yeah, that was a bit naughty from Frank DeAngelis there. I'm sure McRae didn't mean to do that, but well, the 184 has definitely got his work cut out for him now.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. Row number 1, it was shown on the bottom of your board. This is heat number 2 of the session. We got Frimpong and Noah Allison gonna round out row number 1.
Row 2, Dylan Basin in the 08, who dominated last night before a late race incident brought him back to 2nd, and he'll be joined on row 2 by Ethan Harrison.
Got Max Yerk in the 6, made his first feature last week at Langley. Jacob Oliver in the 18, also there.
Row 4, Kevin White Jr. in the 38, and Paul Granada in the 04. And we're going to see who else is gridded up here. Looks like 11 people, I think, are on track, which means that's 22 total, which is going to necessitate an LCQ. So with the amount of cars that are on track, that means 2 cars are going to miss the show tonight, and we'll have to run the LCQ to see who they are.
Yep, that's Frimpong in the 53. I'm excited for this 53 of Frimpong. He's yet to pick up an ACOG win this season, but now, since he's starting, starts himself up front, he's yet to pick up an LC or a heat win as well. So, with this 53 of Frimpong, looking good for him to pick up some bonus points. And I'm yet to see this 53 in victory lane, but I do expect it sometime later. Green flag. Big start right behind.
Basin.
4 wide!
Wide through 1 and 2. Yeah, that wasn't going to work. As Granada already in the wall. Brayson Collins with some issues. He gathers it up, but they're not done yet. Still a hornet's nest all the way through this field. As remember, the top 5 lock themselves into the feature. So these guys need to hustle over this next 10 laps to try to get themselves in.
Oh, and there goes Dark in the wall!
He hit the opening there. He's going to try to keep it going, but he's now out of the feature for right now, and he's going to need some help from the cars in front of him to get back in.
I mean, it was a cleaner start than Heat 1. We saw a big
record.
Harrison!
Oh, he gets hit right in the door. Oh.
Harrison was running inside that top 5 too, so that scoots in. Looks like it's... Oh, they're side by side for it.
Trouble? Jeez, they're all over the place right now.
Granada and Schmidt.
They hit
and Patterson's
again.
there too.
Oh no! And Schmidt and Granada go hard into the wall. Oh my. And Kevin White gains 2 spots back after hitting Harrison the lap before. Oh man. Harrison's in the wall again. Granada's trying to limp it around at this point, and he might have just run somebody over right there. More contact.
Patterson to the inside.
Grayson
I think
and
that's...
Patterson. Granada's in the wall again. Urich hits pit road. There are cars literally going everywhere right now.
And this is for the transfer spot. This is Collins and Patterson going for it. So Patterson.
Oh, Grayson sends it.
Oh, he sent it hard, but the O2 crossed him over.
Whoa!
Oh my goodness, the pinpoint driving by both of these drivers, but
he's gonna do it again right here out of 2.
Yeah, Brayson back to the inside. So
yeah, Brayson started the seat I think in 9th or 10th, and here he is already trying to get up into the main event. That's how quickly things change here, as you have 3 to go in Heat 2 with Allison having taken the lead away from Frimpong.
Oh boy, Brayson back to the top, but I mean, you know that O2 is gonna send it big time. Oh, we got a bit sideways though.
Oh, it's not over yet though. 2 to go.
Again.
And it's also not over for Patterson either if he doesn't get this spot.
Oh, now it's over. Yeah, I mean, he got really loose there in 1 and 2. That might be it for that O2.
White in the heat, but as of right now, Patterson's going to start 2nd in the LCQ, and that's still going to put him in a pretty good spot. Because all but 2 cars are going to get in, and we got trouble. That's Frimpong in 2nd place, as Allison has taken the heat win. Frimpong is in. We got contact after the checkered. Bason's in. Jacob Oliver's in, and Collins gets 5th, and they're just junking their cars up now. So now we'll go to the LCQ, and it's going to be Patterson who will start on the outside front row here to see who gets the last 10 spots in. That was something.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of contact there. I mean, for that first heat, you saw that big wreck, and after that, it was sort of smooth from there. But that that second heat, there was action all over the racetrack. So here we go. You got Bachman and Patterson, who are going to be row 1.
Row 2, Tyler McRae, who was in the show before that contact with Frank DeAngelis. He'll run another shot at it here, and he'll be joined by Kevin White in the 38.
Got Woody and Max Urich going to round out row number 3. Rest of the order is going to be shown on your screen. Find your favorite driver. Hopefully they'll get in for this feature. Top 10 get themselves in. So anybody who's outside that top 10, unfortunately, are going to be coming out short.
So Peter Kenny and Ethan Harrison are going to start this LCQ as the 2 cars not in. It looks like Hankins will not grid up. So we're going to have 12 cars going for 10 spots. And we'll see if the 99 and the 77 can work their way into this field before this 10 laps is over.
Yep, we'll just have to see. Yes, here we go. Oh man, it was very, very chaotic there. For
Boy, was it.
For those couple of heats. And to fight yourself into this 50-lap main event is going to be even more hectic than what we saw, I think. Here we go.
Green flag, green flag.
Green, green. Oh, man, Bachman did not get going.
Oh, that's going to bunch up everybody. Patterson's clear of the field now, but I'm not... Oh, there's already contact there. And they're 3 wide out of turn 2. They're all over the place.
Man, they're jammed up nose to tail on the low side. Patterson has a clean shot.
Patterson's got to be loving this right now, because he's clear of all of it. So if anything happens, he's not going to be involved, because they're still all over each other right now.
38 of, I think that's
there goes Bachman around out of turn 4. He gets collected by Granada. He goes hard into the wall. And that's going to severely hurt their chances of making it in. They're going to need some help from the cars in front of them, having more issues. And a bad stretch of heats here for Paul Granada has gotten even worse here over these last 30 seconds.
Yeah, but I mean, Paul still sits in 10th spot right now. Peter Kenny in the 99, he sits in 11th. So Kenny...
he's out right now. He must have been collected in something else.
Yeah, Kenny actually started from pits.
I can sort of understand that if there were more than 10 laps, but with this few laps, that's very risky. We'll see if it works out for him. 5 to go here in the LCQ. Patterson's still out front, as the field looks like it's calmed down for right now, and they're all single file. But, yeah, Kenny is definitely going to need some assistance here from some other cars on track. to get himself in, because Bachman he's already on pit road. He is not going to be in this main event. So it's down to 11 cars for one spot. Or, no, 11 cars for 10 spots.
3 to go this time by. 3 points on the line for the win in that 184. Tyler McRae is scooting up himself to the backside of that 0-2. And if anybody spins, Oliver, I mean, not Oliver, but the 38 of Kevin White Jr. is getting a bump.
Yeah, he got a bump there from Discord app, and out of turn 4, he'll take third away from the 38. He's still in the show, of course, with 2 to go. And it's looking bleak now for Peter Kenny. He's got next to no time left to try to get himself up into 10th, and actually he's already gotten off track. So our field tonight is set. White flag here in the LCQ, as White will probably get third away, and a nice save there for McRae. We got 3 wide for third. Further back.
Yeah, coming to the checkered flag. Since nobody has any worries anymore, they could all plow to the checkered flag.
Goes, Kevin White. Harrison spins behind them. Checkered flag. Tyler McRae actually won the heat.
Patterson stopped before the start-finish line. He looks like...
stopped! Oh,
yeah, he got plowed by the 04, but he stopped before the start-finish line.
He gave up 3 points.
Yeah, he gave up 3 points, and also, maybe that's a bit of a... I'm not sure why he gave up those 3 points.
I don't know where he was in points coming into tonight, but he just gave up 3 free points. I mean, I suppose maybe there was a strategy there of, you know, maybe he did that so he'd start towards the rear of the field. But we'll have to pull up points real quick, because I'm really curious now of where he was coming into tonight's race. Okay, he's not even in the top 20. Okay, so that wasn't even a concern of his in all likelihood. But I'm just thinking, imagine if that was like Frimpong or William that did that with how quickly they need to actually get these points back. So thankfully for Patterson, that was not of concern. So at this point, we're probably just going to have about 4 minutes of just this. So in the meantime, we'll go over race analysis and try to fill in this downtime until we get ourselves green. So track length is 0.4 of a mile. This track is in Kenly, North Carolina, one of the many short tracks that North Carolina claims to fame. 17 degrees is the banking here at Southern National. Straightaways are 400 feet apiece. Laps are, the main event is 50 laps, so with the heats, technically 60 for every driver taking part tonight. So the whole race length is only 20 miles, of course. Michael Rosero, the points leader coming into tonight, and Blaze Brinkley took the win last week at Langley.
Pit road, 35 miles per hour. You got 1 extra tire set for these 50 laps, so 50 laps to 50 laps to decide on who is going to win here for tonight.
Man, that was hectic. I'd keep an eye on Brinkley, of course. Having won last week, he's already shown some good speed tonight despite starting towards the back. I think Rosero and Brinkley are going to be the two to watch here in tonight's event, but of course it's short track racing and anything can happen.
Yep. So yeah, just 2 minutes to sort of fill in empty air, but unfortunately for a few drivers, are going to be starting here for tonight. But again, the field size is fairly small compared to our last 2 races at Langley and Bristol, so still going to be a good amount of points on the line here for tonight. Just a question on, you know, finishing it out. As you saw at Bristol, we only had, like, I'd say 10 cars on the lead lap by the end of it. Half the field was already gone once we hit that lap 50 mark.
Yeah, hoping that's not the case here tonight. Definitely do not want a repeat of that. I mean, it's short track racing and it'll probably get a bit messy, but I mean, these cars can take some hits, just not too many of them. Though, as you saw in the heats in the LCQ, those hits rack up pretty quick.
All right. Thirty seconds left in this one. Drivers work themselves here for tonight. If you're not just joining us here on the MaxspeedTV channel, ACOG Street Stock Tour with the Southern Nationals here at Southern National Motorsports Park. About to go green here in just a moment. 50 laps gonna go up and away. Oh boy.
Oh boy is right. Had a pretty messy short track race, of course, last night, and have another one on tap here for tonight, at least in the short track category. We'll see how these 20 drivers will get their way around here over 50 laps, and now we'll advance on to the starting lineup. And rolling off in row number 1 are your 2 heat winners, Micah Rizzero, your points leader, and Noah Allison in the 24.
Brinkley and Frimpong gonna round out row number 2.
Tommy Reynolds starting in 5th, good run for him so far, and Dylan Basin to his outside in the 08.
Rest of the order is going to be shown on our screen. Find our favorite driver, hopefully they'll win here for tonight. 20 drivers in total going to line up this heat event. Again, the 150 of HTTPS//CDN Discord out. That's actually Josh Cossack. There's a bit of a naming issue, unfortunately. But yeah, that's Josh Cossack.
And then Kevin White Jr. and Ethan Harrison shotgun up. Nope, there's one more row. Josh Patterson, LCQ winner, or was going to win the LCQ, and Paul Granada shotgun on the field here for tonight. Teammates making up the rear of the field. So here we are, 20 cars, 22 attempted. Unfortunately, 2 just came up short. Peter Kenny and David Bachman will have to wait till next week to race in street stocks again. So we've got these 20 cars here on tap for tonight. 50 laps will be the feature length here at Southern National. And once again, as a reminder, https://cdn.discord app is Josh Cossack. So we'll take the 1 to green here. Rizzero came into tonight's race the points leader. He's already picked up 3 more points for winning heat number 1. With this being the 4th race out of 6, he's in a really good spot to maybe even put this championship away already.
Well, we'll just have to see as he starts himself top of the board as green flag drops. It's Allison with a better restart because looks like Rizzero did not get going, and they're working to 1. Contact already made.
Oh, and up the hill goes Frimpong in the 53, and that's going to set him back at least 4 or 5 spots already. Obviously, no intention there from Rizzero, but Frimpong still stuck up top, and after starting in 4th, he's already down to looks like about 8th place, as you have 3 wide right behind them into 1. That quickly sorts itself out to single file.
They're still littered all over each other.
So far, so good, but they're still all over each other right now.
Yeah, middle of the pack. There are a lot of contact. Oliver booted up the racetrack around where Gurk is. I think Frimpong unhappy with the 18 right now, but they all get themselves situated. Fairly surprised that everybody's still clean for right now, but I expect to spin here in about, I'd say, give it 5 laps.
Just gonna say, you say that now, just wait. Speaking of which, Rizzero is gonna go up the hill, and he saves it. Basin tried to make it 3 wide, but got loose on the bottom. And for 2nd place, that is Brinkley, last week's winner, going by your points leader, or attempting to.
Yeah, and the 1, the 23 is not going to be able to, I mean, he's able to sort of pinch for right now, but Oh boy, it's very close between those two as the 08 Basin also in this mix as well, peeking inside this fourth currently, but it's gonna get tight between these two as Bracera's trying to pinch as much as he can.
Pinching at a track like this is really risky though, because if the car you're trying to pinch, misses the corner or gets loose, you're going to be the one that pays the price for it. So Rosaro's got a balance here between trying to pinch and also giving him enough room where if Brinkley makes a mistake, he's not going to be the one that gets negatively affected by it.
Side by side, also right behind, got Yerk and Cole going at it, but still, side by side. Uh-oh!
Oh, that's exactly what I was talking about. And further back, Yerk's going to spin. Tommy Reynolds involved. This is going to be a big wreck. Kevin White upside down now as he rolls over across the finish line. First caution of the night here on lap number 8. And that one quickly went from a one-car spin to a car upside down.
Yeah, they were side by side. I was talking about Yerk and Woody. I'm not sure if they did end up making contact, but we'll have to see on how that'll all turn out. But, oh boy, a big wreck here on lap number 9. But yeah, I called it. About time we had a wreck.
About 5 laps. Yeah, nailed that one to a head. See Yerk there is the first car around. Nowhere for Schmidt and Oliver to go, with Phil Swift plastered all over his hood. Granada ends up in the middle of that as well. And this looks like it was Yerk getting loose up top and getting down into Woody. And yeah, it looks like he just lost it right out of turn 4. Nothing Tommy Reynolds in the 7 could do. Frimpong does a nice job of getting through this. Kevin White gets clipped by the 6, and there he goes into the inside wall, and right up and over he goes. So that's going to probably be a lengthy repair job for him on pit road. And just like that, I mean, you saw it there right there. A one-car spin ended up collecting 5-6 cars. But 38 definitely got the worst of that deal.
Yeah, his whole entire front end is torn off of that machine, so it's going to be hard for him to use that bumper to maybe bump people out of the way and such, but...
What bumper? Yeah, kind of hard to use a bumper if you don't have one, because the front end of his car is pretty much gone now. But I would imagine he'll probably be down some RPM as well, given that he ended up rolling over. I hope he doesn't, but I would assume that he probably does.
Coming to the green yet again. You see the
single file this time?
Yep, single file. Everybody gonna line up on the high side.
I wonder if that was a mid-race admin change, but green is out regardless. And you see the field really isn't grouped up at all back there. So this will be an interesting restart for sure. And already Brinkley looking for the lead on Noah Allison.
Yeah, no surprise to see Brinkley knocking on the door. Got a caution out. This one toward the back. Around goes... Ooh.
Oh, geez. Steven Rex in the 180 up on his side there. Yerk involved again as well.
Oh, that left front's destroyed.
That car's been upside down too. So we'll get a look at this one.
He's not going to be able to turn.
That suspension's done. So we'll get a replay of this, and tough break there for the 180. Racing here with Granada.
Oh,
and it looks like he just lost it too, but this time in the middle of the corner versus on exit. And he... and Kevin White, again, just after being involved in the first one and flipping over, he ends up sending another car upside down.
I mean, the 180 is just... He's aiming on pit road. That car is aiming to pit road. He had to whip it right.
It would have hit the barrier there, I think.
And I think he already clipped pit road, because that yellow cone signifies where pit road starts.
Oh, jeez, that was a big hit. And nowhere for Yerk to go either.
Yeah, looks like Kevin White's day done for. Steven Rex's day also done for, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looks like Jacob Oliver's already out of the race as well. He's shown 5 laps down in the last position, so he might have called it a day after that first incident, even though it didn't look like he got that much damage. So it looks like we'll have 3 cars already out here on lap 17. And given what we just saw, I would assume that we'll probably have another single file restart.
No, it looks like Basin, our temporary in-race admin, is going to exchange it to double files, so... Or no, it looks like we're gonna go single file again. Maybe for the next restart we'll go double file.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see single file again with how quickly that yellow came out. Green is back out once again, though. The disadvantage of single file restarts, you see how spread out the field kind of already is, with exception of this top 5. There's a drift there through 1 and 2 for Basin. And that's going to bunch up Rosero and the 134 of Rochon, and those two are going to go at it here for P4.
Yeah, Rojon's looking to go 3 wide. He got a bad entry into 1, though, as DeAngelis tries to slot under Josh Kosick. There was near contact there as the 150 scooted himself down to the bottom. He's still trying to cut out DeAngelis. Oh, DeAngelis might be growing impatient, but we're only yet to cross halfway.
And Rosero's trying to clear the 134. He just does it barely. I thought he was going to get turned right there, but thankfully he didn't. As the top 2 is starting to separate themselves now from the rest of this field, Brinkley gets the nose underneath the 24 Allison, and lead change here on lap 22. Last week's winner, Blaze Brinkley, trying to go back-to-back, but a good crossover move there for Allison in the middle of 3 and 4. Brinkley gets a bit loose up top. The O10 will get it at the line, but the advantage here to Allison through 1 and 2.
Oh, and you see how fast that 3rd place car snuck up into this mix. Basin is now knocking on the door of these two as Allison's going to have to scoot himself.
And Rosero boots him up the hill. And that's going to allow Kosick to take 4th. He also loses 5th to Rochon. And Basin's still dropping spots. He's down outside the top 10 now. He's free falling. I don't know what's happening to him. But quickly, just like that, from 3rd place to 15th. And now 17th. Wow.
Basin
might
has
hit pit road, actually.
Yeah, he's on pit road right now. He has an issue.
How quickly things change, unfortunately.
We saw him have a bit of a steering issue at Coda on Friday. Maybe it happened again here tonight. Has to get that thing reset. Hopefully we'll see him out on the racetrack in a moment. But everybody now situating themselves, and we have a fight brewing up here for the 2nd spot. It's Allison and Rosero going to go at it.
Yeah, Brinkley is starting to pull away now from everybody else. Allison held off as long as he could, but could not do it anymore. And now Allison will have to set his sights on trying to hold off the 23, as well as the 150 of Kosick, who's now worked his way up into that 4th spot.
Yeah, Kosick, he's knocking on the door of these top 2. I'm not surprised to see that 150 up here in the mix as well, as you see Allison get a bit loose. Jamming up Rosero right now, but as looking at the bigger picture, Rosero running inside this top 3 is definitely healthy for him.
Yeah, and he's already picked up 3 bonus points for winning the first heat tonight. And he came into tonight 16 points up on Frimpong, so it's effectively 19 before he even took the green flag tonight. Currently 4 spots ahead of Frimpong, as the caution is back out again. And it's for the 5 of Brayson Collins, who's gone for a spin out of turn 4. And we're going to look and see what happened here. Battling with Tommy Reynolds and Josh Patterson.
Yeah, worked himself into the corner, coming to the inside, and looks like... Ooh, got a bit of help there.
Tap from the 7. And Granada finished him off, unfortunately, but didn't hit anything. So he should be fine here for the remainder of the night. And we'll see if this restart ends up being single file or not as well.
Probably going to be single file as Basin shortens up the caution, so we're trying to get as many green flag laps in as we can. We'll see if we go double file, but for Brinkley, he needs it to be single file. Because if we go double file, oh boy, it's going to... I think we're going to have a mess.
He would definitely prefer it to be single file.
2 laps to go at the line. Your top 5 now with Rojon in that 134. Scooting himself on in. Kosick making his first ACOG start in the 150. Now sits in 4th. DeAngelis there in that 6th spot. Got Frimpong second in points. Right now in 7th. So, championship-wise for that number 53 of Frimpong, I guess a 7th would be alright, but in terms of winning the championship, Rosero's all the way in 3rd, so... still single file.
I don't wonder why.
Yeah, I'm very curious why, as Brinkley scoots himself into line. And
Green flag, green flag.
Oh, and Cossack ends up tapping the 23. I wonder if that maybe was a session setting that was not set up right, perhaps. Could have been any number of things, but... Oh, and Cossack gets loose out of 2, and up into the wall goes the 23 Rosero at times 2. And that's going to give him some damage, and it's going to cost him some spots. So our points leader running into some trouble here. With 16 to go, and he's running into some more trouble. And he does a wheelie this time into turn 1 after contact with DeAngelis. And a great night is starting to go south here for the 23. And now he's under attack from McRae in the 184.
Yeah, and now Frimpong passed him, so this is not technically the way Frimpong wanted to pass that 23, but, you know, he's going to gain... He'll take it anyway, yeah. You got to take advantage of the other competitors, and here we go. Frimpong ahead of that 23.
Oh, and Frimpong moves DeAngelis up the hill, trying to get into the top 5. We'll see if he can get the pass done. Not quite, as Brinkley's starting to pull away once again. He's just too strong, looks like, for the rest of this field right now.
Lots of contact with the 02 and 79. Schmidt up the racetrack and Grenade to the low.
12 to go this time by closing parts here of the race. Frimpong and Rosero neck and neck right now. So Frimpong trying to gain some points back after getting 3 more down the hole with Rosero's heat win.
Allison's coming.
Yeah, he's starting to gain some ground back.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
These 2 cars definitely the best so far.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, Allison, he's led a few laps, but right now Brinkley sort of king of short track racing for right now.
Yeah, looking pretty good right now in his quest to go back-to-back here in the Street Stock Tour after winning last week at Langley. Battle for 3rd place right now. Rochon trying to get that spot away from Cossack. Looks like he'll clear out of turn 2.
Pretty pass there by that 134 around Cossack. Cossack really, he let him by and scooted right back in line to prevent from losing more spots. And they're starting to snake right behind. Oh, caution comes out.
Caution is out.
And...
Oh, and that's another spin right behind.
Too.
Yeah, Frimpong went around.
Yeah, the caution was not for him, though. It was...
for Urich.
Oh, he just pulled up the track into somebody, I think. Unless that was the pace car.
Here's Urich.
I think at the very end of this, Frimpong got going, but Urich is the culprit here of the yellow. And looks like it's a carbon copy of what he did out of turn 4. Just lost it on his own.
I think Frimpong's going to be able to maintain his spots, but...
Yeah, at the tail end of this, I thought I saw him gas it up, try to get going again, ended up hitting somebody to do it.
That might have been the pace car.
Might have been my imagination.
Oh,
Oh, no, it was Reynolds.
It was Reynolds.
I thought I saw something happen, and unfortunately, I was right.
That right front's destroyed on his car.
Oh, and a tough break for Reynolds, too. I'm sure Frimpong didn't mean to do that. Just bad timing there. And that's going to end the day for the 7. And it's going to set Frimpong back as well, because even if he would have been able to keep that track position, that damage is probably going to drop him right back to where he ended up after spinning.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Man, hate to see it that way. Reynolds does disconnect from the session, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looked like Reynolds, I think, was trying to gas it up to catch up to the field, and right as he was doing that, Frimpong was trying to get going, and I don't think either of them had any idea that the other was doing what they were doing, and they end up colliding, unfortunately. So we'll see if this one ends up being single file or not. And it looks like it's going to be double file this time, I think.
What? No, I think...
I hope. Maybe.
Oh, man. All right, I guess we go double file. Now it...
Huh. I think it was a setting error that just got fixed. But we're back underway here with 3 to go. Who's going to get it?
Gonzalez coming into 1. Big bump there by Cossack on Allison. It's Rojan to the inside. He gets loose, though.
Whoa, Allison! And they're 4 wide almost behind them into turn 3. But can anybody catch Brinkley over these last 2 laps?
Last thing Brinkley wants to see is a caution. 2 laps to go this time by as Rojan is trying to close the gap between himself and Brinkley.
Allison really sent it in on Cossack there into 1, and they have contact here into 3. Allison's trying to gather it up. Cossack goes up the hill. white flag here at Southern Nationals. They continue to battle further back. Can Brinkley hold on for one more circuit? And into one, Cossack gives the 24 a bump, and he's going to save it, and the 150 is not. Big wrecking coming here down the backstretch. Rosaro's hard into the wall. And out of turn 4, Brinkley gets loose, but he's going to take the win anyway.
Oh, it came close at the line. Has another side-by-side finish at the line. Brinkley comes out victorious.
And Rosaro drops to 13th as a result of that. 14th. Last car on track because of that last lap wreck. So that's going to hurt him in points now. But Brinkley with that beat-up race car and what's left of it goes back-to-back here at Southern National. So we'll get a look at this last lap first, and then we'll take a look at the big wreck that occurred behind these guys. And there you see Cossack get clipped. So we'll look at that again in a second. Brinkley had it made here on Rochon, and I think he just had a bad time to get loose.
Yeah, and I think Brinkley sent it into the corner, probably to counteract, just in case if Rochon would send it into the corner. But look at this, right at the line, yet again. 2 nights in a row we had a side-by-side finish.
And Brinkley ends up victorious again and going back-to-back. But now we're going to get a look and see what happened further back. So there's Cossack giving Allison a bump there into 1 and 2. And Allison's trying to gather it up. He ends up dooring Cossack to try to save it. Cossack doesn't end up, and he gets hit hard by DeAngelis. And there's Rosaro getting sent hard on the wall as well. And the whole field ends up piling up in this. Cole Woody ends up sending him upside down. So absolute calamity there in 3 and 4. And out of all of that, Paul Granada and William Schmidt end up in the top 5 after not being there all night.
Yeah, my goodness. We'll go ahead and show you full results here in front of your screen as we end off the night with another bang. Brinkley comes out victorious. Rojan comes up short, unfortunately. Allison comes up short in 3rd as well. He led a majority of laps. Granada finishes 4th. Schmidt in 5th. That's huge nights for both of them. Got DeAngelis, McRae, Patterson, Collins, and Harrison.
https://cdn.discord app, aka Josh Cossack, ends up in 11th there after that last lap wreck. Cole Woody in 12th, Frimpong in 13th. Rosaro finishes 14th, but because he won the heat, he still ends up gaining 2 points on Frimpong tonight. Tommy Reynolds in 15th, and then Urich, Basin, White, Rex, and Oliver all retired from earlier incidents. And of course, Kenny and Bachman did not make the show out of the LCQ, but the show is not over. We'll be back here in just a couple of moments with some top 3 interviews, so be sure to stay tuned for those.
Welcome everybody back here live for the 4th round of the Street Stock Tour, coming to a close here after 50 laps of racing. Man, what a finish between all those drivers, and Brinkley yet again coming up victorious here tonight.
Yeah, he started towards the rear of the field, but worked his way through the field and avoided all the carnage and ends up going back-to-back here tonight. So a great job there for that 010. And there's actually nobody in the waiting room right now, so I guess right now we're not going to have interviews.
Yeah, we'll just be at a stalemate for a moment. But let's talk about the race in total. I mean, man, that was That was a hectic race. It was especially that final lap. No surprise to see like, everybody, you know, gun for it because that's a late race restart on a short track. You know that's about it's bound to happen when you have all sorts of calamity ensue like that on the final lap. But finally, we got a driver in. That's Noah Allison in the 24, who works himself into the booth. We'll go ahead and drag him in. Noah Allison rounds himself out third. Led 20 laps. Started, and you know he led the majority. I mean, a good majority of laps here tonight, but Allison, you just came up short there at the end. What was the lineup between you and Brinkley there for that whole entire run?
I mean, he just had a little bit more speed on me and our teammates. I didn't really want to do anything. Wind up getting us both wrecked, keep us up there, finish up front. Wind up getting 1, 2, 3, which is nice, but he can talk a little more about that.
All right, about 10 for that number 24, Noah Allison rounds himself out here third. But I'm curious about the set. Saw a lot of drivers self-spin and stuff like that. Set loose?
Yeah, it was loose. You had to have throttle control off. You got loose one corner, you got heat in the tires, and it'd be loose for the next couple laps. So you just had to keep it under you and just drive it.
Yep, and you kept it third here for tonight. Congratulations, bud. But before we let you go, any sponsors want to thank you for tonight?
Yeah, I gotta thank BHR, Molt Motorsports, and screw Josh Kosick. That's about it.
All right, bud. 10-4. Noah Allison rounds himself out in third. Go ahead and see you coming next race, man.
Yep, thank you.
Scoot yourselves back. We'll go work from the back and go forward. We'll go ahead and interview out Blake Rojan, who came up short.
Hey, Blake, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, a weird night for you. Started yourself back in 9th place, work yourself up into P2. We saw Brinkley hit the wall there out of 4 just before the finish. I think you would have had him if there was another lap, but what did you see out of your window there?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I wish I had another lap there. You know, I saved tires early. I knew I wasn't going to pit for an extra set with only 50 laps. I mean, yeah, I was just really hoping for more laps there. I didn't have enough time to go get Brinkley.
Yeah, I mean, noticed throughout the night that there were a lot of cars that were getting loose and a lot of spins and everything. How's the car out there to you?
Oh, the car was great to me. The BHR boys gave me a great piece. I couldn't ask for a better race car.
Well, it definitely showed here in your performance tonight. Do you plan on racing any more this season?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. We'll see you back here shortly here over the next week or so. But before you let go tonight, any sponsors you want to thank here?
Just Brinkley After Racing. Gotta thank the boys back at the shop. They gave me a great race car.
All right, P2 here tonight for Blake Rochon. Apologies if that's not pronounced right, but hope to see you back here for the rest of the season.
Yep. Best of luck to y'all. Have a good one.
You too. That was Blake Rojan in the blah, blah, blah. He was a triple digit 134, my bad. But we'll go ahead and drag into the booth Blaze Brinkley in the 010 here for tonight. 2 in a row after winning it at Langley. And yet again, another side-by-side race. I mean, another side-by-side finish coming to the checkered flag. Brinkley, walk me through those final that final restart.
Yeah, we got green for a little bit there, and I was just kind of waiting for that last caution. You know, you ain't never gonna go green to the end. It's just how it works. But got a caution. I wasn't worried about who was behind me. I figured they would race me pretty clean. Blake, Noah, Josh, and them. They got into it pretty good, but I'll let them deal with that on their own. I'm not involved. I won the race, so I'll focus on that.
Yeah, but that's all that matters. You pick up a checkered flag here tonight, leading 30 out of the scheduled 50 laps. Most laps led on the board for you. 2 in a row here after winning at Langley. So are you planning to go 3 in a row coming next week?
I'm just here having fun. I didn't even really qualify tonight. I just joined, come have fun, come race, and if you end up in victory lane, that's a bonus.
Well, indeed, it was a bonus. 2 in a row for Blaze Brinkley in that 010. But before we let you go, I just want to thank you for tonight.
Yeah, of course, JHCD Raps for keeping me looking good, and BHR.
All right, but 10-4. Blaze Brinkley in the 010 rounds himself out in victory lane. Go ahead and see her in the next race, man.
All right.
That was Blaze Brinkley in the 010. But yeah, that'll do it here for tonight. Dewey, any last second comments you want to go ahead and insert?
I just want to say this is a pretty good race here tonight. I wish all the restarts were double file, but I think overall, we still saw a really, really great night here of racing and an upgrade from what we saw last night. But we'll be back here for next week. I can't remember off the top of my head where the Endurance Series is going, but the NASCAR Series will be at Chicagoland, and the Street Stock Series will be at Concord, and that is going to be a race for sure. So be sure to stay tuned for those. And that'll do it here for us tonight. Congrats once again to Blaze Brinkley on going back-to-back here in the Street Stock Tour. And for Zeke Reyes, I am Dewey Schramm. Thank you for watching.